My best friend tried to sue me for emotional labor. I met Haley in 7th grade because we accidentally twinned in the same knockoff band tee, and from that moment on, we were basically a two-person cult. Same friends, same sleepovers, same crushes. We even picked the same college because we were 18 and stupid and thought, why not, was a personality trait. Junior year, we shared an apartment and lived off iced coffee and questionable decisions. After graduation, our lives split in that, oh right, adulthood is not synchronized way. She landed a marketing job with a salary, cute outfits, and an Instagram that looked like a sponsored ad for pastel cocktails. I waited tables and spent nights hunched over my beat-up laptop building an app that barely ran unless I begged it. The idea was simple: connect local farmers directly with restaurants and cut out distributors. That's it. No fancy AI, no magic, just efficiency with lettuce. I learned to code from YouTube, cold called farms at 5 a.m., and pitched restaurants during the hours when even their ghosts were tired. My diet was ramen, eggs, and caffeine that tasted like regret. Haley technically knew what I was doing. I'd collapse on her couch after my shift and rant about a PIS or whatever problem was currently ruining my life. She'd nod while scrolling and throw out a "so proud of you, bestie," before launching into a TED talk about whichever dude had just ghosted her. She complained that I was boring and never went to brunch anymore. When I actually showed up, I ordered the cheapest thing on the menu so I wouldn't blow my grocery budget, and she acted like I'd insulted brunch itself. Anyway, 2 years of grinding later, the app launched. 12 farms, 8 restaurants. Not glamorous, but it existed outside my head. A food blogger wrote about it. Then another. An investor's wife saw an article and passed it along. The investor called me. 6 months later, I had funding. I quit waiting tables. It felt unreal. Haley hosted a whole CEO bestie dinner with fairy lights and charcuterie boards arranged like a lifestyle influencer's tax write-off. She toasted to "supporting me since day one" and posted photos captioned "my ride or die," like she'd been in the trenches coding with me at 3 a.m. The company grew fast. Suddenly, we had 200 farms, restaurant contracts, an actual office, and employees. I could finally pay myself. Haley would drop by on her lunch breaks and brag to my staff about being my unofficial advisor, which, sure girl, whatever. Then came the email. A tech company wanted to acquire us for $12 million. After investors and taxes, I'd walk away with around $4.2 million. Not buy an island money, but definitely stop living like a raccoon money. I told Haley over dinner. She cried, hugged me, and said, "I'm so happy we made it. I should have clocked the pronoun." 2 days later, she walked into my office with a man in a suit. "Hey, this is Mark, my attorney," she said, like she was introducing a new boyfriend. I laughed. I genuinely thought it was a joke. It wasn't. They sat down, and Haley started talking about her equity, about how she'd been my emotional support, my creative sounding board, my unpaid consultant, that she helped brainstorm the company name once when we were drunk, so technically she was a founding advisor. Mark slid a folder toward me, and inside was the wildest contract, claiming she deserved 50% of my equity. I asked her what actual work she'd done. Emails, decks, code, anything? She said with full sincerity, "I believed in you when no one else did." I told them to get out. She burst into tears and accused me of choosing money over friendship. By that evening, she was already posting cryptic Instagram stories about fake friends who forget who was there at the start. Mutual friends started messaging me. Some told me I should throw her something, like this was trick-or-treating. So I dug through 2 years of messages. Turns out most of my long updates got responses like "K, LOL, nice, cool," and then 20 texts about her love life. She never opened the business plan I begged her to read. She straight up told me she was too tired from real work to look at my little app. If she wanted to pretend she'd been my therapist, I decided to price it. Local therapist rates, approximately $200 per hour. Being generous, I estimated she'd actually listened for maybe 40 hours over 2 years. That's $8,000. My lawyer, let's call her Dana the Destroyer, drafted a formal offer. $8,000 in exchange for Haley signing a release waiving any claim forever. We sent the evidence packet. Her lawyer responded that Haley would accept the $8,000 plus a good faith settlement of $2 million to avoid litigation. I laughed so hard I almost swallowed my phone. Dana didn't. She just said, "let them sue." 3 weeks later, they did. Click the full story to see what happened next.